Hey everyone, welcome to, gosh, this is Saturday 9 a.m. Don't usually do video on Saturday morning, but since Bitcoin decided that the weekends are the time where it actually has some volatility, I figured that it'd be appropriate to go ahead and do a little bit of a video today. All right, so before I get into any of this, of course, it's not financial advice, I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, manage your own risk, doing your own research, and I'm just giving my opinion on the market. My poison of choice today is Ripple. I want to talk about Ripple and kind of what's happening right now. The title of the video is Do we have a bull trap in progress? So let's just go ahead and just get right into the charts. Here we go. So, I got to go back to January of 2018. We had, this major move when, when Binance, listed Ripple. We had a wick to the top, violent move to the bottom, right? So this wick went down pretty low. That went down to about, what, 6, 10? It was super, super low that this thing went down to. And then we had a violent move to the upside, right? So the nice impulsive move to the upside. I mean, this obviously was a blow off top. It finished the move, and if I went to Poloniex or other exchanges that have more history, you could see what is actually happening here. You know what? Actually, let's go ahead and do that. XRPBTC. We'll go to Poloniex because I believe that's the exchange that has the most history of this. And I'm going to go to a 3-day time frame just so that I can see a lot more data here. So we had a major move. This would have been in May of 2017, right? Had a bleed down, and then this is basically when we got listed onto Binance, October, November 2017. We had that sharp move to the downside and then a spike up again. And basically we've been correcting this move ever since, the bubble pop. We've been correcting this move ever since. We did have a pretty long wick on Poloniex back in June, early June, went all the way down to about 1,300 Satoshi. So now we are again, we're kind of trying to figure out where we're going to be going from here. Is this going to be a bull trap? We really haven't gone up a whole lot. We are about ready to approach some pretty historical support and resistance level. And let's just outline this right now. We're going to be taking this back to about this wick right here, which is basically where we are kind of touching right now. And again, I was talking in a video a couple days ago, always look left, and we could even go further left here. This level that we are approaching has historically been, pretty important support and resistance level, even back to let's say we go to the weekly chart just so that the candles aren't so, aren't so tight here. We want to take a look at this and pay attention to how important this level actually is. Let's just focus on this. So even just a few weeks into Ripple's existence on Poloniex, we had this as resistance. We even tried to push through it, and we were rejected to this specific level. And then we had our support here. We flew through it. It became resistance 3 different times, and then it failed, and it went all the way down to like 400 Satoshi. Hey Brian, you want me to take a look at Ethereum? I'll take a look at Ethereum after we're done here. So we came all the way down to, this came all the way down to like 430 Satoshi. That's pretty extreme, if you ask me. After that happened, then we had a massive move to the upside, claimed this as support. We had a couple different weeks where this was, we were able to get into, Ripple, and then it took off, right? Came back down. That was support. We pushed through, went pretty low, but then we spiked right back up. And again, this was in 2017. This was in the bull market, which is kind of funny where we're calling 2017 the bull market. But if you're looking at Ripple versus Bitcoin, Ripple was going down as Bitcoin was going up. So the alpha to be made there at the time was in Bitcoin. Okay, we came down, and once we got down below this support zone, this was basically the the trap, the bear trap, if you will, before we went parabolic on Ripple. Ripple went up to like $3. Little extreme. But of course, from there, the rest is history. So where do we go from here? Okay, assuming that this was the last move, I'm taking this from the Bitcoin bubble pop, right? If this was the last move, let's just see what we've got. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fib from the top here. I'm going to take it down here to the bottom, okay? And we came all the way up to the 50. All right, so if this is a correction, you would expect wave B to go down to about the 50, or sorry, up in this case to about the 50, and then go down to about 1476. That is our algo target right there. And what happened? All right, let's zoom in just a little bit here, and I'm going to pull this guy over so that we can extend this all the way over. Algo target 1463, and we hit it. Okay, we hit it on Poloniex. We didn't hit it on other exchanges, but the exchange that has the most history, that did hit, and we have been basically kind of going up. I don't know that we're going to revisit 1463 anytime soon. Possible that we do. Possible that we do. There's going to be some important levels for us to be paying attention to as we move forward, and so let's just outline what those levels are. I'm looking at the weekly at the moment, but I'm going to flip to monthly. Okay, so monthly, this is a good way for us to get a good handle on where things are going to move. So last month we had a bullish engulfing candle. Okay, so this leads me to believe that we are going to test that that 23. Let's see here, 23.65. We're sitting at 22.96 right now. We got as high as 23.44. I think we're going to push up here. I think we're actually going to break into this, and so the target here would be about 4,000 Satoshi. Okay, if this momentum continues its way up. If you take a look at the monthly Stokes, we crossed up. Actually, we crossed up right here where we had that wick down. We've crossed up. So right now, I know everybody hates on this. I have to be pretty bullish on Ripple right now. It is possible that we come back down to the 1400 level, but for right now, I would say accumulating Ripple below 2300 Satoshi seems wise. So my first buy in Ripple since the bubble pop was at 2400. 2400 Satoshi is where I first bought Ripple. I bought more. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was below 2000. So this seems to be a good area to be accumulating Ripple, because when Ripple does move, right? I mean, right now it's just basically the coin that keeps on creating lower high after lower high and lower low after lower low over and over and over, right? So we've been doing that. I acknowledge that, but there will come a point where that does stop, and unless Ripple gets unlisted and goes away, which I don't see happening, there will be a time where it does make a big move to the upside. Now, we only had a bullish engulfing candle in 1 month. Okay, if you look at this monthly candle, it only engulfed 1 month. That is not significant at this point. Okay, what I want to see is something that engulfs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, basically a year's worth of accumulation got engulfed in one candle. And when that happened, boom, okay? Now, if you see something like this, where we basically have one monthly candle that comes all the way up and just engulfs everything, like if we happen to see a monthly candle in Ripple that comes, just say comes to 14,000 Satoshi, don't buy it, please, don't buy it. I want to see something that goes all the way up to maybe like 3,300. Okay, that would be ideal. That would give me an indication that, hey, that next dip, as small as it may be, go ahead and buy that, because it's probably going to take off. For right now, this still looks like accumulation, and basically I think it's been accumulated ever since September of 2019. So basically a year. It's been in accumulation mode. We had strong move down, and we've just been kind of moving sideways here. So This does not look like distribution. This looks like accumulation, right? You can tell the big difference between accumulation and distribution in the crypto space, because when you see distribution in the crypto space, you see big, big, big red candles. That's distribution. That's distribution, distribution, distribution. After a markup, you have wicks to the upside, distribution, distribution, right? Very easily you can see this distribution in these two monthly candles, huge wicks to the upside because the price got marked up, okay? There's accumulation, distribution, and then there's a markup phase, right? So I consider these markup phases to get to a distribution zone. Important resistance for me is going to be right here at about 9,400. If we do happen to get there, that's going to be probably where I'm going to be getting out. I'll probably get out of Ripple at 9,400, and the reason why is because we've got all of this here. So let's just outline this right here. That's at 9,600. That was the top in December of 2014. That was a little bit of support here in June of 2017. Same thing, support here in January of 2018. But all of this after March of 2018, resistance, 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 a failure to reach it. And then over here in September, November, December, January 2019. All of this was resistance. So if we do happen to make it up there, you better believe I'm going to be taking at least 50% profit, setting a stop loss, and getting out. Now, my entry at this point, I would say my average, and I'm just going to be guesstimating, my average is going to be at about 2,100 Satoshi. We're sitting at 2,300 right now. I'm going to be waiting right now. I don't have a stop loss at this moment. If we get down back below, say 1,800, then I'll revisit. But right now, I would say 1,800 to 1,900 should be support, should be a good area for accumulation at this time. But again, if we get up to 9,600, I will definitely be taking significant profit at that point, because, especially if we get up to, say, 3,200, right, that's going to be engulfing all of these candles if this does happen to happen in August, right? And August just opened, okay? So as far as a monthly bullish engulfing candle, literally, this just happened, what, 13 hours ago? Okay, so to take action based on this candle is not too late. The next dip, I would be considering buying and, taking this thing up. Where it goes, you're going to find some resistance here at about 7,000. And that resistance, again, is going to be based off of, let's see if I can just tag this right here. Right there. You see we've got resistance, 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 blew through, resistance, support, came down, went up, was support again, blew below. Okay, so you can see where I'm getting this from, right? It's not rocket science. You just have to zoom out and take a look at the chart to see where your support and resistance levels are going to be. Obviously, you're going to be getting some support and resistance flips right there at 4,000 because you go all the way back here. There was resistance here, huge monster resistance back in June of 2015. Then same thing right here, significant resistance in April of 2017. Then it became support, 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 and then it broke through, then confirmed that as resistance. So I could see us coming to 4,000, 7,000, and then 9,600. And from where we are right now, okay, let's just say from where we are right now, if we do happen to go up there, that's 314%. That's a big deal if you ask me. That means if you buy 1 Bitcoin, you're going to end up with 4 Bitcoin if you, you get up there, right? If we do get up to 90, 9,400 or so. Very possible. That's significant to me. That is a risk I'd be willing to take. If you were to put a P&L on this, and let's just go ahead and find our stop loss. If you wanted to put a stop loss, you probably would want to put it at the bottom of this. So there's a significant loss here, right? You're talking a 43% loss. Maybe you don't want to risk that much. Maybe you want to just take this all the way down to where that last month's monthly candle open. You're only talking about 19% loss. It's pretty significant. But 16-to-1 ratio for the upside. Maybe you don't risk as much, maybe you dollar cost average in on dips. Okay, I'm not a real big fan of doing dollar cost averaging, but that's just me. I'm not a big fan of doing dollar cost averaging as the price is going up, unless it makes sense. But for this, I would say this seems to be a good area to be buying. But again, the question is always, is this a bull trap in progress? Very possible, but it looks like we have our pull down, our retrace, and our algo target hit at 1463. So therefore, we should be moving up from here. All right, guys. Okay, all right. So Brian asked me about Ethereum. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at Ethereum, even though this video is titled Ripple. Let's take a look at Ethereum on. I want to take a look at Ethereum on Coinbase because there should be a decent amount of history here. And let me go ahead and clean this all out. Okay. Ethereum versus the dollar on Coinbase. So obviously from 2016 all the way up here to the ICO bubble into January 2018, we should have had a pullback. So let's just see if we've got a reasonable target here. Oops, there we go. Try that again. From the bottom to the top, we hit the 50, right? So this was at about 90 bucks. Okay, that's a good target. That's a good zone. I missed it. I missed it because I was sitting here waiting for $47 to get a decent position in Ethereum, and you know I missed out. No big deal. No harm, no foul. But the big question is Ethereum actually going to realize the upside target here, which is going to be $5,000? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and laugh and say that's not possible because I honestly didn't even expect Ripple. I'm sorry, I didn't expect Ethereum to get up to $1,400. That was a little ridiculous if you ask me. But nonetheless, that happened, and we had a significant retrace to the 50. I have to recognize that the algo target to the upside is going to be $5,000. All right. Let me go back to linear scale because I tend to find more reasonable targets if I go to a linear scale rather than going to a let's see here, rather than a log scale. 887, you know, we hit this, right? We definitely hit this at 165. You know, the monthly candle that we just closed, man, that is seriously strong. Our resistance that we have to pay attention to is going to be right here at $400. And we're getting pretty darn close to that. If we get above $400 this month, I have a very small short on Ethereum. If we get above $400, I'm out. Right now, this looks, I mean, this has to look bullish. This has to look bullish. I mean, look at this. We haven't had a candle like this. I mean, last month was a 53% candle. We had a 54% candle in April, and this May we had a 66% candle. So far to date, these big candles have been met with a wick failure, and here we had a little bit of a push, right? This was not a bullish engulfing candle. It was a 54% candle, but it wasn't a bullish engulfing candle. This was a bullish engulfing candle. It made an attempt to try and get above 400. Didn't happen. This bullish engulfing candle, it engulfed all of this over here, which looks like accumulation. It engulfed all of that. So I do have to have a bit of a bullish bias that we are going to make our way up and out of this. Now, where are we going to go? And I believe that I already did an analysis like this, right? So let's just see if I'm in confluence with myself here. Going back up to the 618, which is the 1618 about $550, but the target, at least for this move, is going to be about $835. A lot of people are probably in disbelief, thinking there's no way that's going to happen. I'm going to short Ethereum right here at $400. I mean, maybe this is the end. Do we have any divergence on here? I mean, take a look at the monthly. This does look like, you know, it's approaching the bullish control zone. Obviously, lower time frames, they're going to be extremely overbought. But the monthly first crossed back here in March of 2019. Okay, you had the monthly cross. And then back here, we were kind of flatlining, right? We were just accumulating. And now we're in a markup phase. We've got a bullish cross on our daily, a bullish cross on the 3 hour, and as far as the monthly goes, the monthly is bullish right now. So I have to have a bullish bias on Ethereum. But this $400, this is going to be our first level of resistance. Next level of resistance, probably, it's hard to tell. Actually, it probably is up here at this target at $800. Because what I've got, aside from having our 2618 target up here at $800, I've got resistance here, I've got support, support here, I've got resistance here, and then again I've got resistance right here. So this is the only cluster that I've got up here to pay attention to. And let's see if I've got my volume profile on here to see if there is any volume confluence that we should have some kind of support there. Point of control in Ethereum is still at $10, but as we move ourselves out of that, we've got a volume node here, which is at the 50. So watching that, and yeah, I guess there's a little bit of volume that's right up here. Let me see if I can just kind of get into that and see if we can just pay attention just to, yeah, we're going to pay attention to just this guy right here. What do we have up here? Looking at this, again, right here at $700, you've got some high volume nodes, likely some distribution happening there. Not a whole lot of trades happening up here. It was just basically very, very low volume up here is what it looks like. Right here at $700 seems to be where it is. We're going to find that resistance, but again, just very low volume. So if we get up there, I would be waiting. If I was in Ethereum and I bought up here and I had been holding on for the last 2-3 years, since 2018, yeah, I would be waiting to sell up there. So just be careful. Definitely watch 700 because 700 is really the next area. Aside from this little guy right here at $460 to $500, there's going to be some resistance there. Your next level of resistance can be at $700. So, I mean, again, I have to be bullish on alts. I'm not going to go off on a tangent on this, but I do want to take a look at Bitcoin dominance because this is going to be what we're going to be watching for. Let's go to, say, a weekly on this. We're going to be watching this to see when alt season is going to end. Okay, we'll close that. All right, so on the weekly, right, Bitcoin is trying to make a recovery here. And again, if we're taking a look at this, I still think we can make our way back here to 58. And if that happens, right, so if Bitcoin remains stable, which Bitcoin has been moving, it's at, just shy of 11,600 right now. If Bitcoin maintains the price, alts can move, and when alts move, this is going to start going down. And we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and working on this 5 right here. So from up here, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This should start moving down. And it could be that this happens in a couple weeks, right? We could still be doing some accumulation on some of these high market cap alts. But when this moves down, expect them to move and expect them to move fast. Retail will not have a whole lot of time to make a trade and get into something to make money on. Which is why I was saying earlier when we were talking about Ripple, if it does happen to get up and engulf the last year or two worth of candles, then I don't chase it, right? Then at that point you're probably too late and you're just going to get dumped on. But in this accumulation phase below 2,400 on Ripple, I am interested. The closer to 2,000 you can get, the better off you'll be. The better odds you'll have, at least. I guess odds isn't the right word to use. The ratio is a little bit better the closer to 2K that you can get. But again, from this, when this comes down, right, alt season will be over. Alts will start probably dumping, and Bitcoin will probably also be either staying stagnant, or Bitcoin may just go on a run. Bitcoin may go on a run here. And again, we're waiting for this to come up to 80% Bitcoin dominance. For that to happen, I mean, alts just have to be completely decimated. Maybe we won't get there. Maybe we won't get there. Maybe this is an A, B, C, and alts are just going to keep, taking over Bitcoin at that point. And maybe that's what happens. Time will tell. But that's all I've got for you right now. So thanks for roughing it out with me for the last 25 minutes. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and if you want to access the Discord, if you're not on the Discord, I mean, if you're not on our Discord, what are you doing here? Just throw in a comment in the YouTube chat, and I will be more than happy to get an invite code out to you. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, good evening.